Hello and good morning. Dan McCanne here. I'm back. Um, it's Friday, November 29th, the day after Thanksgiving. I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. I'm I'm following up on the videos that I've been making. Talk a little bit about getting and staying sober. And I've found a little bit of direction in where to start. 'Cause obviously, the beginning and how difficult it is to go from the struggle to I feel like I got to a point where it's been a self exploration. The beginning is very difficult, though. I know that. Hanging on for dear life, it feels like I didn't have an easy first few months, and I had every excuse to go back to drinking. I really did. It was like this. I got violently ill. It was rough in the beginning. But I do feel at this point it's been a little over 2.5 years, almost 1,000 days. I feel like I've built a very solid foundation, and one of the reasons why I feel like I'm at the point where I can share a little bit about what I learned along the way. And in my conversations and going out, it's been so fun to go out and see my friends, and then they ask me, boy, what have you been doing? And obviously the main biggest first thing is that I quit drinking finally. Such a lush all the years growing up, and huge. But then after that, once my brain, the fog cleared, boy, the taking care of my entire self, the Trinity, I like to call it, the mind, the body, and the soul, has been just so awesome that I've been feeling this overflowing sense and this compelling feeling to share what I've been doing. And it's been very helpful for me to think about the beginning and how and why. Everything has been very exciting lately for me. It's just being able to surf. Even though I've had a knee injury, I've been able to still kind of surf while I'm waiting for surgery. But the real things yesterday, I'm going to share real quick. My wife's youngest son came to the house, and just how awesome it was. That was a big part of what everything that had broke, is the love in our house, feeling it was a broken house. And so how neat it was to have her son here, chilling, and to just to talk to him is what it was. So those are the things for me that have been very changing, very just very gratifying, very just, and what I really was looking for. I had felt so lonely. So anyways, actionable things to do in the beginning when you are, it's tough. And I said, oh, I even was laughing at myself in that last video. And then I said, I'm going to find the one thing that was the magic, when I know there's not. And I touched on it, I guess, too, when I said making a list, and that how everybody's list is going to be different. Because obviously we took different roads to get to the point where you needed to make a change. And if you're watching this, because people don't go looking for videos like this when everything's going well and life is good, you are looking for stuff like this when you need help. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to help, and to get to the point where you're not suffering so much, but you're more working towards feel and starting to feel better. Because I think that people can get stuck in that phase. I know I've seen people stuck in that phase for years of just struggling not to drink. And so I think it's less about, and the positivity part, it's less about not so much focusing on what not to do, but focusing on what to do. Like, I'm drinking water instead of not drinking beer, if that makes any sense. So in the beginning, I made a big list, and I was saying, oh, the one thing, and then I started thinking about it, and shoot, the list just kept going. So I don't even have the list in front of me, because I think everybody needs to make their own list of the things, there's some obvious things in the beginning. There's going to be obvious things in the beginning. And I don't think you should overwhelm yourself either by trying to do everything at once. I wrote down micro changes with macro implications. And I found that to be very true for myself. Little changes that little little changes that you make that end up making huge changes in your life. And so I wrote down here too, leveling out the roller coaster to watch the high highs and the low lows, because in the beginning it is very much like that. You can feel very, oh my gosh, overwhelmed and and then there's other times where you feel like, wow, everything's awesome, and those are very dangerous too. You can feel like, I got it licked, I can go do whatever I want. And that's so the thing for me that has been very freeing is being able to go and do and be in situations and not have to be so focused on that part of not just not drinking and being able to be social and stuff like that, because I love my friends and getting out. So one of the people, so make a list. Yes, make a list, and journaling is very helpful. And in the beginning, hang on for dear life. I think even when it's not easy in the beginning, I'm telling you, and but to just, the one thing is to clear your brain out. If you're in that spot, that I would clear that fog, because it's hard to do anything else while you're in that fog. So to think that you can kind of hang out in that fog or maybe drink once a week or something like that, for me, that was not an option. I had to absolutely stop, abstain, go through that painful part, and yes, and then after that you start thinking towards and working towards, I don't like the word program, I like this, like a routine. But where I got to the point where I was making choices of what I wanted to do, as opposed to thinking so much about not doing something and what I was trying to avoid. So that was huge. And a gentleman that I listened to a lot in the beginning, I was remembering, is Jordan Peterson. Was very helpful. I felt like a lot of it, he was scolding me and saying to be responsible and to take responsibility for your actions, because a lot of what I was doing towards the end of my drinking was blaming everybody else, and I didn't take any responsibility for what was going on. It was like everybody else's fault, and the reason why I got to where I was and the reason why I couldn't change, they were all seen to be everybody else's fault. So Jordan Peterson was very helpful in the beginning, is saying just to, everything that you do and say, take responsibility for it, because it is very important. And so also that my language and the way that I talk to myself in my head, I've been very careful, because it does make a difference, and to try and make it into a reflex, the positivity, so I don't have to spend so much time arguing with myself. I can agree with myself that things are good and life is good, and it's been amazing. So I do freestyle this. If you see me in my garage, there's a reason. It's super early. I'm trying to not bug the rest of the household. But getting up and getting outside is very important. And I think trying to do, like I said, not overwhelm yourself, but trying to do more than one of these things at a time is kind of important, to distract yourself and have food be, for me, it was very important. I was so overweight, like I said, that losing weight, so watching what I was eating and not just being hyper focused on the alcohol, which I know it is very important, and it does need to be in the beginning a thing that you absolutely think about and where you go and what you do. But I've been able to get to the point where I feel like I can go and do, and I don't have to worry so much about what other people are doing around me, because I feel very solid and comfortable, and I feel like I've laid a very good, solid foundation, which is why I'm feeling to the point where I want to share. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm sharing. I'm really, like I said, things have gotten so much better for me getting up and outside. I'm excited today, and there was waves yesterday. I'm going to go surf again. Got a great Thanksgiving. I hope you guys did as well. Like I said, it was so neat to have my wife's son, Scott, here. And these are real changes for me. I'm still driving the same truck. I'm still, after a couple years, but that wasn't really what I was worried about or looking for. I really wanted to. My heart was broken and I was feeling so empty. And today my heart is mending and I feel full of gratitude and grace and love and peace. And it's awesome. So thanks again. If you're watching, make a list. Hang on for dear life. It will get better. I promise you. And like I said, your list is going to be different. Find people on here that are helpful on YouTube. It was very helpful to me because you can really gear towards exactly what you feel like you want to hear, and take time to. The gratitude thing was very, very helpful for me in the beginning. To focus and take time on the things that you love and appreciate, and the things that you want back in your life. So I've overshot it's 11:11 on the 11 minutes and 11 seconds. I hope you have a great day. And thank you if you're listening. And hopefully this was helpful. And God bless. Thank you. We'll see you soon, hopefully. Bye now.